Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat, and today our special guest, Denis. And Denis, we're here today to talk a little bit more about Startup Canada. We spoke about Startup Canada probably about a year ago when you and a committee got involved at looking at our region as being part of the grassroots section of that group. And I think Startup Canada represents like 2.3 million entrepreneurs, and they've got 200,000 in the pipe. I'm not really sure how that works, but
there's 2.3 million entrepreneurs in Canada overall, but there's 200,000 entrepreneurs that are within communities that represent Startup Canada.
Okay.
There's 50 communities throughout Canada that do have a startup community, and right here in Bathurst we do have Startup Chaleur.
Okay, so inside Startup Chaleur, some of the activities that you've been doing over the year are what exactly?
Well, like we're a group of people that represent Startup Chaleur, and then I'm the lead of Startup Chaleur, and then in the last year we've basically concentrated in three things. One is the Startup Drink, where we meet every so often. They're in somewhere in Bathurst or in the region, and then there's a group of entrepreneurs that come together, and then we have chats. We talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about succession, we talk about how is it to be in business in Bathurst and the Chaleur region. We've had 6 startup drinks in the last year. We also had 2 Pitch 48. I don't know if you seen or heard about Pitch 48, but Pitch 48 is to pitch an idea in 48 hours. And then we've done 2 Pitch 48, one at the CCNB in Bathurst, another one in the CCNB in Peninsula. In both events, we had about 35 participants. And then we also have the coffee break, which is in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. There's actually one today, June 7th. And then it's every first Friday of the month that we have those coffee breaks at the Chamber of Commerce.
So this is an opportunity for entrepreneurs and people interested in becoming entrepreneurs to network and to understand a little bit more. Startup Canada also touches on education. They're looking at helping people start up. They're looking at growth mode of organizations and a lot of education and support information behind.
Mentorship also.
Yeah.
But it's really an opportunity of getting together, getting to know each other, and then talking about amongst us. And mentorship is something that is really big because if you do start up in business, you do need help.
Yeah.
And there's organization for this in this neighborhood, but there's also people, and then people in this area are very eager to help.
Well, let's talk a little bit about there's an award ceremony, and there's an activity going on in Fredericton next Tuesday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, there's been a group of entrepreneurs in Bathurst that have been nominated at this award ceremony.
Every year there's that Canada Award that goes on. There's one in Atlantic, there's one in Quebec, Ontario, and West. And for the past years, I've been going to those Atlantic Award. This year, it's on June 11th in Fredericton. And then for the first year, the Chaleur region, Startup Chaleur, will be represented by 4 nominees. And then actually, I'm interviewing one. I'm being interviewed by one of the nominees, which is great.
It's kind of sneaky, right?
Exactly.
They're putting it in there.
But
good advertising for us.
Exactly, but just to show that it is not the company that is nominated, but is in fact the entrepreneur. So there's yourself being nominated, Michael Petrovich from Au Bootlegger and then Caffeine. There's also André Frenet from RH Group, and then there's Carole Caron from Clad Inc.
Oh, excellent. So, and this is great. There's 4 people that, we know and are always part of a lot of the activities that we're doing. So that's great. Then, and
actually all 4 are from the Startup Chaleur group.
The family. Yeah. And the other thing that's happening too is that I'm going in the morning. There's a full day there's an opportunity there to pitch an idea, and part of my pitch is going to be a new product that we've developed, and we've talked about it a little bit. Yeah. That's an opportunity for us to export all over the world with this new gemwood product.
Yeah, that's the export challenge.
Yes.
And then that starts on June 11 in the morning. There's a number of people that will be pitching, and then someone will be making the cuts, and off you go. Yeah. There will be some winners for the Atlantic region, which will then have the opportunity of going to the national event.
Yeah, and part of what we talked about a while ago, the national event, you have an opportunity to win up to $100,000 of in-kind help and mentorship and elements. So it's all about support.
Absolutely, and then as you mentioned, mentorship is really strong. And then also for the Startup Canada Award, same with the winners from the Atlantic will be going to represent the Atlantic region to the national event. This year, a national event is in September in Toronto.
Okay. Well, that's great, Denis.
I've actually been to that event 2 years ago, me and Mayor Paulo, and then this is where the Startup Chaleur grew from an idea, and then that event is just spectacular. It's really, really nice.
As Paulo said, it's like Hollywood.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you very much for being here today. Thank you very much for being part of the nominating committee that nominated us in the group. Really appreciate that. And here's an opportunity again, if anybody's thinking about going to this event, it's next Tuesday. It's the 11th of June.
We will actually be represented, the Chaleur region, from about 15 people will be there as a Chaleur group representing the region.
Well, that's excellent, and it shows the strength of our region, and it shows how many people that are doing great things, and again, looking at turning on the heat in Northern New Brunswick in Fredericton next week, so stay tuned, and you never know, maybe somebody from our group will win and be able to take this challenge to the Canadian market.
Best of luck anyway, because you'll be there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Denis.
Right on.
There we are, Northern Heat for another week.